going on, everybody? Thank you for joining another episode of Crypto After Dark, brought to you by Constant Collab. Thank you all for tuning in for another episode. Thank you for subscribing and liking all of our videos. And for those of you who have been participating in our Telegram chat, thank you for that as well. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Thanksgiving, whether you're spending it with family or friends or by yourself. I hope you're enjoying your day and this holiday, and if you've been working or spending time with your family, whatever it is, I hope this day has been fulfilling for you and you've been able to capture some of that gratitude, right? So once again, thank you all for joining. Tonight we're going to be talking about or just sort of reviewing, I guess, some of the celebrity and the athlete and corporate government type partnerships that we're seeing in the space, because it's really important, and I think it sort of validates what we're seeing as far as expansion, adoption, and post-implementation of, I guess, of some of these blockchains from these various perspectives, right? And so I'm going to start tonight with a commercial. I don't know if any of you have been watching football today, but a little bit ago I saw a commercial I've already seen admittedly before, but I wanted to pull it up for you all here again with Matt Damon. So we'll watch this first.
History is filled with almosts, with those who almost adventured, who almost achieved, but ultimately, for them it proved to be too much. Then there are others, the ones who embrace the moment and commit. And in these moments of truth, these men and women, these mere mortals, just like you and me, as they peer over the edge, they calm their minds and steel their nerves with four simple words that have been whispered by the intrepid since the time of the Romans. Fortune favors the brave.
Yeah, so I thought that was a pretty cool commercial, right? It's obviously from crypto.com, and when you're first watching that commercial, or you haven't invested before, you're like, oh, here's Matt Damon. The first thing I actually thought of when you watch this commercial is like, look at the architecture of this room, like what's going on here. But really great for adoption, in my opinion, right? I think it really helps solidify the space more when you've got people who like Matt Damon films or whatever. They're all about Jason Bourne or The Perfect Storm or whatever, what have you. And on the other side of it, here he is touting crypto.com, and he had actually been announced as part of a big advertising campaign previously. So we're starting to see some of that, right? But yeah, cool commercial to start with. I'm just going to go over some charts a little bit right now just to overview the market. Bitcoin's here at 57,900, pretty good, holding on to its 14-day and 50-day average on the weekly perspective. On the daily perspective, it's actually lost both of those averages, but is sort of clinging to this area here. So if it can reclaim this level anytime in the near term, it's a very bullish sign to me. If it cannot, it may take another week or two, or may even pop back down here into this 44 range, if you're big on the 50-day averages. But I do believe there's a lot of momentum in the space right now, and we'll be discussing more of that on this show tonight as we continue to discuss some of these corporate and athlete partnerships and involvement. Crypto.com has lost some of its momentum. This weekly candle is not looking so great right now. It's down to 73 cents. The daily RSI is cleaning up a little bit, and it certainly is poised for more growth. Given the fact that it's holding this previous level on 3 daily bearish candles here is a pretty good sign, and holding its averages as well is certainly a good sign as well. Let's see if we have any green charts today, like any positive news. Positive news, once again, is in play to earn games and in that space. So here's Atlas doing well today, up 9%. Wilder World is up 5% today. Internet Computer is up 4%. Internet Computer has a nice form. Wow, my Chart's going crazy here. Sorry about that. Internet Computer's chart looks pretty good here. If it can reclaim this level, I like Internet Computer to go back up to those $300-400 levels. It's actually really valued pretty well here. I don't know a ton about Internet Computer itself. But yeah, those are some of the coins that are doing pretty well today. So yeah, let's move on in the show a little bit. I wanted to bring up the Deloitte 2021 blockchain survey again, simply because it's a huge foundation from a corporate and enterprise perspective, right? So we did look at this, I believe yesterday even. I'm not going to look at it too long, but I did want to point out here that this survey had a ton of respondents here from across the globe, and it was very positive. Over 80%, are saying that blockchain will have a strong place in their future of their corporation. So, this is healthy to point out again, and to realize that not only are some of the athletes and celebrities we're talking about here part of this, but the proof is in the pudding across the globe as it relates to these survey respondents. So definitely check this out again. I brought it back up for a reason. I think it is a good key indicator of what to expect from a global enterprise and big business perspective. So cool to check that out here. Moving on here, 25 celebrities who are into cryptocurrency for real. So let's check this out. The number of real crypto enthusiasts among celebs is growing rapidly. Celebrities have an influence on a multi-million audience, both offline and online. They have a potential to spread the knowledge about crypto world and engage those who haven't been involved in blockchain yet. Very powerful. Besides playing the influencer's card and spreading a word via Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, stars also bring an irreplaceable expertise in talent management. Who better brings on board a fellow athlete, actor, investor? Who better knows which interactions can benefit from blockchain or understands how important ad contracts are? So we've picked 25 stars who are not in blockchain, not afraid to tell their fans. Number 1, Lionel Messi. Number 2, Luis Suarez. So that's a huge market. Football or European soccer, whatever you want to call it, is super popular. Lionel Messi probably has like some of the top Instagram followers in the world, along with LeBron James. So Messi has become a global brand ambassador for Seahawk Labs, the developer of the blockchain-based secure smartphone and all-in-one PC. So here he is, like, yeah, I'm all about Seahawk Labs. Check me out. All right, so we got Messi there. Luis Suarez, one of the best strikers in the world, who plays for Barcelona and Uruguay's national team. Excuse me. Apparently thinks that being paid for scoring goals is not enough. Wants to make money by predicting who wins a match. He invited his followers on Instagram to join in signing up to the Ethereum-based prediction market platform Stocks. So he's in a prediction-based blockchain there. Floyd Mayweather. Just a few days before his historic fight with Conor, he hyped up the ICO of a blockchain-based content marketplace, Hubai Network. He also stated that he would call him Floyd Crypto Mayweather and announced his support for the third ICO. Okay. So Floyd's involved. Lothar Matthäus, a football manager, one of the successful German players of all time. He's interested in token stars. Ashton Kutcher. Mike Tyson, Jamie Foxx. So, these are all huge names here. Coben Hood, a zero trading free cryptocurrency exchange. Jamie Foxx, that's his exchange. The Game. The advisory board of Paragon, a company that wants to use blockchain to disrupt the marijuana market. We want to know where our weed is coming from. I don't want any fake Cali Kushes. DJ Khaled, endorsing the ICO of Centra. Gianluca Zambrata, football achievements are impressive. Token Stars football ambassador. Okay, so I'm not going to read all of these. Gwyneth Paltrow, Redfoo, Melby, Ghostface Killa. There's a lot of popular names on this list. But the point of this article is just a proven point that this partnership and this involvement here is huge for the space, right? It shows, it gives confidence. It shows people that what's out there and what's available. I think most people just know about Coinbase and Bitcoin, so some of those partnerships are interesting as they shed light onto new exchanges and new coins that are available in the market. Right. So moving on here. Athletes paid in Bitcoin. It's just a random article I found. Russell Okung. I have another article about him later on in this show, but he used to play for the Seahawks and now plays for the Carolina Panthers. Asked for half of his salary in December in Bitcoin for $6.5 million. And if we go back to the Bitcoin chart, you can easily see that in December, we go back here, Bitcoin was still at like 20,000 to 30,000 or less, I should say. And so, that's a good payoff for him. He's basically made a lot of money on his returns here now. So that's good for Russell. So I think that's the exact article I have up later. Packers QB Aaron Rodgers will take part of his 2021 salary in Bitcoin. So same with Aaron Rodgers. Posted a tweet explaining that he had partnered with Square's Cash App to convert an undisclosed portion of his 2020 salary in Bitcoin. So that's positive as well. Aaron Rodgers is big in this space. I think he's been vocal about that on different podcasts that he's been showing up as well. He's also had sort of a negative media presence with his health status recently. So moving on here, Odell Beckham. We talked about Odell Beckham recently. He just announced on Monday, I guess, that he would be partnering with the Cash App to take his salary in Bitcoin. Trevor Lawrence partners with Blockfolio, who is signing bonus placed into a cryptocurrency account. So that's cool. Amount unclear there. Saquon Barkley says he will take all future endorsement deals in Bitcoin. That's good. 10 million here. That's good for him. Sean Culkin, Kansas City Chiefs tight end, will be converting his entire salary into Bitcoin. Not paid very much, but he knows what's going on here. He's like, might as well make some money off of this, right? If I had $1 million, I'd probably put it in the same. And then Cade Cunningham, he's from the Pistons. He was Oklahoma State's #1 draft pick, I think, this past year. Negotiated a deal with BlockFi to pay his undisclosed signing bonus as well as part of his 4-year deal in crypto. So these players are all really smart, in my opinion. MLB players currently, all these players are sort of lacking behind. This must be referring to the NHL, because I'm sure there's some European players. Or I'm sorry, the MLS, because I'm sure there's some European players involved here as well. So yeah, this article is pretty cool. I think, again, adoption is clear, and these folks are surely ahead of the game. I should have brought up some of Tom Brady's articles too. I'm not sure if he's getting paid in Bitcoin, but you certainly know he's converting some of that cash into Bitcoin. So if they're not getting paid in Bitcoin, they're hopefully a lot more of these athletes and folks that are involved in the space are also investing on the side as well with their fiat. So here's a different article here from the Sacramento Kings, owner of NBA's Kings, to offer to pay players in Bitcoin. The Kings offered a plan to offer Bitcoin as a payment option to all players and coaches. The team's owner, Vivek Ranadive, said Monday night, in the most recent example of the NBA's rush to embrace cryptocurrency and digital assets. So some key facts here. According to CoinDesk, Ranadive broke the news on a Clubhouse hosted by venture capitalist Tim Draper, explaining the team is scheduled to make a formal announcement later this week. The Kings will be the first major professional sports franchise in the United States to offer payment in cryptocurrency. It's a little bit unclear because it's obvious that some of the NFL players and others have partnered with the Cash App to facilitate that payment, right? Because if you're making big purchases, you're going to be paying high fees on those in a lot of cases. So hopefully these are more beneficial for these consumers who are choosing this route because and getting less fees as part of that. I'm sure they still have to pay taxes on it, but certainly as income, but certainly hope that they're not paying those exchange fees and et cetera to purchase it, right? So here's another article about Odell. Following Aaron Rodgers here. And he also facilitated a 1 million giveaway in Bitcoin to his Twitter followers to mark the occasion. So the giveaway will last until Friday, December 10th, or until the funds have been depleted. This article is pretty cool here too. I'm actually going to pull up Tom Brady's commercial. We'll watch another Tom Brady, another commercial here real quick.
Can I talk to you about something?
Yeah, we talked about it. I got another 10 years left. Maybe 15.
Not that. This is big. What do you think? Are you in?
You know what? I'm in. Let's call everyone.
Hang on a minute. How dare you call this number? Okay, I'm in. Whatever.
Who's that?
That was my mom.
Don't need that.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm in.
I'm in. Hey, Arthur, I quit.
I'm in.
T-Bone, is it the downstairs toilet again?
Hello, Tom. Doggy coin? Sue, Mark.
Are you in? I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. All right, this last one might be tough.
Nah, he loves you.
Barbie's getting at the dentist. This guy. First, even if you wanted to come back, we wouldn't take you.
Yes, you would.
Yeah, we would.
You're right, we would. What's up?
I'm getting with FTX. You in?
What providing gives 360-degree access to the crypto markets with the ability to trade everything from alts to DeFi. I believe I'm in, but still hate you.
Understood.
Take you best of the family.
Is he in?
Yep,
Did he say he hates you?
he did.
Even on the phone, that guy sounds handsome.
That's a great commercial too. So aside from just getting paid in Bitcoin, right? We saw Matt Damon talking about crypto.com. We have Tom Brady talking about FTX. Those partnerships with exchanges are certainly big to me as well. It certainly should attract investors in the United States to those certain exchanges. Crypto.com's already been doing a phenomenal job. I think FTX is a little bit behind, but they've partnered with the Miami Heat, so they have the FTX arena there. Maybe not as big as the Crypto.com arena, but it's certainly a fun rivalry to watch in that space as well. Which governments are researching CBDCs right now? So I wanted to talk about governments again. We talked about athletes, corporations, enterprises, and celebrities. Excuse me. So going through this article quickly, the political and economic rationale for issuing central bank digital currencies can differ significantly per jurisdiction. Declining cash usage, a global pandemic, and a desire to keep up with other central banks accelerated CBDC research in countries that previously had no firm stance on CBDCs a year ago. Some CBDCs failed to gain traction because of minimal trust in the government. Ecuador. We've seen CBDCs being researched and implemented to combat inflation in Turkey and Venezuela. Various countries are eyeing CBDCs to skirt sanctions or control from other countries. Nations sanctioned by the U.S., including Iran, Cuba, and are devoting significant technical resources to their own CBDCs. Palestine plans to issue a digital currency to circumvent Israel's control. The Lebanese government claims that the steep ties between the bank and the government lead to low public trust, leading to an estimated $10 billion stored in homes instead of banks. A Lebanese CBDC built upon transparency will store confidence in the banking sector, which speaks to one of the primary purposes of a CBDC, to ensure confidence in money in the monetary system. So, the Lebanese are smart. We in the West and the United States are a little bit more trusting with the banks, but I will say in general that if all of us went to the bank today and tried to get our money in cash, it would not work. They don't have our money. We have a fractional reserve banking system that basically only requires like some bullshit amount of like 10% of the actual dollars the bank is loaning out to be held in reserves, and then as those go out, it's fractional all the way down, and there's really just the rules are made up and the points don't matter from that perspective. So these countries are certainly catching on. I think a global leadership is certainly concerned about their lack of control here. And I think it's why we're seeing some of the control measures globally across not just crypto, but in health and in other places, in some cases. And it's interesting to see where this goes, because the other side of this is very transparent. All the transactions are on ledgers and you can look them up on the internet. So, if a transaction ID is associated with, government or any of these other institutions that have historically not done too well with audits or maintaining their own balances, it'll be interesting to see, right? Because it's going to require humans to come forward and trust and put trust at the beginning. We're going to have character. We're going to have to realize that everything we're doing can be seen on these transaction ledgers, and there's good and bad to that. The bad being we're losing our privacy, but the good is that we should lose that lack of transparency in the future, when we should be able to trust, our governments and things of that nature going forward. So here's a quick article too I found from 2018 on blockchain and suitability for government applications. So this, again, 2018 during the bear market. There's some key points at the beginning here. Key judgments. Blockchain is a cryptographically secured distributed ledger that records transactions chronologically, permanently, and unalterably. Blockchains vary in transactional throughput and cost depending on numerous factors, including the choice of consensus mechanism, like proof of authority or proof of stake, and permission status. Blockchain has multiple challenges to overcome in realizing its full potential. These challenges include scalability, data security, interoperability, governance, and the management of personally identifiable information. And so, again, this was written in 2018. Over the course of some of the content we've dropped, we've talked about some of the projects like Avalanche and XRP and VeChain and others who have targeted the scalability and the governance and the high volume fees of some of the existing ledgers, and have put that as the forefront of their mission statement to attract these government and corporate and enterprise investors. Foreign governments, including China, Russia, Estonia, and Canada, are investing heavily in blockchain technologies. Chinese use cases include paying intelligence informants and supply chain management, including weapon lifecycle. Currently, the world's largest Bitcoin mining company, Bitmain, is in China. Blockchain is best suited for use cases requiring at least three of the following: data redundancy, information transparency, and data immutability, and a consensus mechanism. If only one or two are required, then blockchain may work. There are likely simpler or cheaper ways to solve this problem. A permission blockchain may be a better option for the government use, since all parties afford some degree of trust to a central authority, permitting selection of a consensus mechanism that is more efficient and less expensive compared to a permissionless blockchain. Blockchain is not a silver bullet for the U.S. government. However, there are areas of government interest where distributed ledger technology appears to be well suited to delivering specific and tangible benefits. These include public records, budget allocation, supply chain monitoring, and the government approval chain process. And then lastly here, distributed ledger technology is being deployed by government agencies within the United States, and primarily in a research capacity in areas such as supply chain, healthcare records, and identity management. So we talked about state and local government records yesterday with Avalanche and FEMA. Maybe that was 2 days ago. And these other use cases are very similar, and it'll be very helpful for the transparency and the efficiency of our some of our government processes, which a lot of people would consider to be mostly inefficient and outdated at this time. So that's really all I had for you guys today. I like to close out the show by talking about some of the biggest gainers and losers, just because it's fun. See if there's any fun ones on here. Mega Lottery Services Global's doing well. Shibanarium, Medicat. We love all these. Oreo. Crypto gods, Nevada. What's Nevada? State of Nevada. Read more. You can tell me what this is. I just love going over these. Sorry. Down 89% today. Ghost Farmer Capital. Tough. Doge Giving. Oh, did we shill Thanksgiving here? Let's check this one out. Looks like we did. Oh, it incepted today. That sucks for them. Well, anyway, thank you all again for joining another episode of Crypto After Dark. You know, we certainly really appreciate it. Keep following us for more content. Subscribe to our channel. Like this video, please. Feel free to reach out to us if you want us to talk about anything specific on our shows. And then interact with us in our Telegram chat as well. Certainly willing to hear about the coins you're looking at, any projects that we haven't talked about yet. Certainly would love to learn about those. And we'll catch you all next time on the next episode of Crypto After Dark. Happy Thanksgiving and stay safe out there and enjoy your time with your family and friends. Take care. See you.